right now I haven't really like gone to market. Like I've been pretty silent from the people. It's just all word of mouth marketing, really, just people I know at the gym. And I haven't even told
Mm,
everyone about this yet because I wanted to make sure the use cases are solid and make sure the feedback and I'm collecting the feedback and able to implement it on my own because I'm just one
yeah.
person. So I think I have about 80 signups. These are actually not my key audience. They're just could be testers just for UI, testers for development, testers for
Yeah.
flow, whatever. And I would say actually 3 people signed up from that.
Today, we're going to hear from one of our Dreams in the Apps builders, Adam Chu. Adam just launched Arnii into the App Store. It's a unique fitness tracking app. He launched it in under 100 days. He's generating revenue, and he quit his job to go all in on promoting this app and growing it to millions of users. I'm super excited to talk to Adam. Let's jump into the interview. Adam, thanks so much for taking the time to do this interview. Congratulations on launching your app, Arnii, to the store. Would love to introduce you to the world. Do you mind telling everybody who you are and what your background is?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Alim, for having me. A little bit about myself. I'm actually a chartered professional accountant by trade, so like a CPA. And I've always wanted to really build something and something more than just like this 9 to 5, business job that I kind of just fell into through university. And I've actually always had like this interest into coding and just the whole development and computer science. And I actually basically flipped the coin and doing like entering university, and I actually just went into business school rather than computer science. And so a part of me always actually really loved this area. And now that I spent some years in my full-time job, I felt like there was this itch and some passion in me that wanted to do something more. And actually had this idea that I wanted to do for about like 3 years before being a part of Ambitious Labs. And through that, um, as Alim's probably mentioned on all his other podcasts, that there's this idea that's kind of just burning, keeping you up at night, and something you just really want to do. And that's
Yeah.
actually really resonated with me when I was just looking online and trying to like understand how to learn Flutter, which was I was trying to learn Flutter at one point. And I was in Udemy
Okay.
courses and stuff like that. And then I was doing a lot of FlutterFlow tutorials online. And now I'm like, okay, I kind of understand this, but now how do I get it to the next step? And that's how I came across Alim and eventually went into his accelerator and eventually ended up quitting my job and then just doing my app full time. And it's been a great journey. And now I could officially say I have my own startup and things are moving.
Holy
And
moly. You just unpacked like 6 months of your life in 30 seconds. And that's going to be a lot of fun to unpack right now. That's so cool, man. Your life has changed so much in the last few months. But dude, let's go back to like when you came up with the idea. Like, what was it about your idea that like kept you up at night? And like, why did you feel like this was the one? Like, what was like the burning kind of like motivation that you were like, I need to build this specific fitness tracking app? Like, tell me about that.
yeah, definitely. So I've always been really into fitness, like growing up and just like you grow up, you play soccer, you play maybe rugby, and then I actually got into weightlifting a lot. So I was into weightlifting and I got into university and I actually was a weight room supervisor and I was a personal trainer. I actually got certified as a personal trainer in Italy when I was on exchange. And that kind of catapulted my free time of what I did outside of school and like business school.
Mm-hmm.
So on my free time, I was just working out, going to the gym, and my whole network of friends was just people who were kinesiologists and physio, trying to become physios and just personal trainers and just really in the health and fitness industry.
Mm,
So that was kind of like who I really was, not this accountant pushing numbers on the side. And
mm,
then through that, I actually competed in powerlifting, and that was a great experience. And I just found that the community within fitness is just like so amazing, and it's like what I did on my free time, and I think it should be available for pretty much everybody. But I find that just this ability to enter this community and feel welcomed is not quite there for anyone just like entering, like going to the gym and trying to figure out how do you do these exercises and whatnot, right?
mm.
So I found there's a disconnect from people who want to get fit, but they're like looking at the end goal coming from as a former personal trainer, that it's they're looking for results, trying to look good, trying to lift weights, but there's so much more to that. And people don't understand that it's the community that keeps you moving. Like you could say that there's going to be a sexy workout plan, all the, do XYZ, you're going to get a six pack, but that's not really it. It's just about consistency. And what makes you more consistent is just having fun and just like hanging out with your friends and just having a good time at the gym.
For sure. And so you've combined all of those like motivations and values into one app, yeah? Um,
Pretty
your
much.
app is
It's
called,
like, yeah.
and so, okay, you talk about how you came up with this idea. Um, yeah, did you try to like hire a developer to build it initially? Like, what did you do before joining Dreams into Apps and like committing to building it yourself? Like, what were some of the steps that you took to try to bring it to life?
Yeah. So I think initially, yeah, I mentioned little lightly. I did some like Flutter courses, and at
Okay.
that time I was still working. And I think it's so hard to pick up a whole new technical skill set and to master it to that like proficiency to really,
Mm,
create like a robust startup. Like, no, that's like pretty much impossible. And I think you really think about like what is your competitive advantage at the end of the day. Like for me, it was really the business acumen and just finance and accounting. That was my skill set.
mm,
But now that you want to say, if you actually really want to start something, I was like, okay, this is actually really hard. Like learning Flutter is like one thing, and then I have to go through the whole understanding, connecting, and creating maybe APIs. Like it's now you're saying like hardcore coder, right? Like that's
yeah.
super hard to go on your free time. So I tried doing that. I spent like maybe I remember in a cafe like 5 hours just trying to like understand how to place an image on like a blank canvas on Flutter and just getting that project started. I was like, holy fuck. Sorry, I don't know if I can swear, but
That's okay.
but it was pretty tough. And then I came across like these no code solutions, but I honestly really don't like that word because you still have to do a lot of development and coding. Uh,
Mm.
so I came across like Bubble, FlutterFlow, maybe some other ones, and
And
then
so did you know how to code? You said you came from like a finance background. How much coding experience do you have?
so I actually knew SQL like
Okay.
decently well. So I had some experience with SQL, and then maybe like in high school I did some like HTML stuff. And then doing the Udemy courses, so I understood like the Flutter hierarchy and how things are placed and how to get a project started. But I
Mm.
think, and I understood like context, like build material stuff. I can't remember anymore now. But
No, that's cool. So you didn't know how to code like just, hardcore like object-oriented programming. You knew some SQL. I
yeah,
remember you telling me that when I first met you that you were a data person, and so that's I think why you were so successful. I remember reviewing your spreadsheet, and you had like all the workouts kind of laid out, and you had some sort of like calculations and stuff. So I remember that being like something that you were good at. But the app part of it was definitely a challenge. So you tried to take some courses. You never hired a developer though, or you never
no, never
tried to
wanted
like,
to do that. I
yeah.
I think just I myself, and I think my opinion is if you're really trying to create something, you shouldn't like hire a developer. You need to have like your hands really dirty and into it. Like, I mean,
Mm,
I think everyone's constrained with like money and everything, but I think that can only push you so far unless you have like a lot of capital. That's like almost no one has that much capital to really push someone to really develop your baby into something you're envisioning.
yeah.
So I think you really need either get a co-founder or just learn it.
No, that makes perfect sense, and it's you're speaking the language for sure, right? Like that's why I think no code tools are the future, right? Like I was working as a developer for like 8 years. I was writing code by hand, but then like when I saw these no code tools come out, like FlutterFlow, ChatGPT, I already knew about Firebase. I'd been building with Firebase for a while, but honestly, it was FlutterFlow that sold me when I realized like you know that you could essentially become a developer without having to like learn how to code. Like
Mhm.
that's when I obviously jumped ship, quit my job too, to go on my mission of teaching people how to build apps and building out, the accelerator. So, yeah, you're speaking the language, man. I would love to show the world your app. Is it
Yeah,
cool if we do a quick demo?
yeah, let's do it.
Sick. So I'm gonna pull it up here.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd push out another version actually before knowing you were to put this on here. So I actually have like one more function on it, which is kind of like the key proposition is like the leaderboard stuff. But
Oh, really?
yeah,
No worries. I mean, hey, at least now you know how to maintain the app yourself, and that's a huge thing, right? It's like people ask us all the time during the enrollment process. They're like, so how do I maintain this? Like, how much does it cost to maintain it? Can I make my own changes? Like, say I want to wake up in the middle of the night and make a change. Can I do that? I
hmm
guess, Adam, I'll let you answer that question. Can somebody wake up in the middle of the night and make a change to their app themselves after they've built it?
oh yeah, so easily. Like you have full control. You're the one building it, right? And really, Alim and his program really teach you how to go about it. And once you have that control, you could do it on a whim. You could do it within like within half an hour. Let's just say you're waiting for things to get pushed or whatever. So all the technicalities, but you could really do it in like really in a blink of an eye, essentially. But I think
Yeah,
you have to worry about version control at some points.
for sure. I mean, bro, like you won't even believe, man. When I was working as a developer at PrizePicks, I would stay in the office. Like I'd have to leave at like 6, but I would have to literally just sit there in my chair like this and wait for the upload to the App Store to finish. And if one piece of code was bad, it would just fail at the end. And I would sit there till like 6:30 and it would fail at the end. And I would literally have to like make sure that I didn't leave the office without getting a release out because we were a sports app, right? Like I would have to make sure a release got out like 3 days before the upcoming like football game or the upcoming like
Yeah.
playoff game. Bro, uploading is the hardest part about building apps to the App Store. And when I saw how easy FlutterFlow made it, I was like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I just want a one-click deploy. So, man, like I'm so happy you guys don't have to go through what I went through. It was terrible. Cool, man. So here's your App Store listing. Did you design these screenshots yourself?
Yeah, I did
Um,
all the screenshots myself. Yeah.
Dude, these are 6 screenshots. So you have your gym squad connected, connecting lifters 1 rep at a time, compete with friends or against the world. Most simple gym tracker available. Meet Arnie, your AI personal trainer. Oh, so you've incorporated some AI in here too. Talk to
Yeah,
me
yeah.
about that.
So I actually, so it's basically a very simple like AI, like as long you could call it like a GPT wrapper at this point, to be honest.
Mm,
But really, it's just an MVP, right? So even yesterday, I was trying to spend time to understand the workflows of getting a robust AI because at the end of the day, what I envision for the AI is you track out all these workouts and you have all these descriptions of how you did the exercises or how the workout went, generally speaking. But let's say we could get all those inputs and put it into the AI. So now you actually have your own pocket personal trainer who kind of guides you and understands everything you do. So let's digitize the whole personal training experience and put it in your pocket. And it'll have information and solely trained based on your information. That's what I'm trying to
no,
do here.
that's sick. That's super cool. And I think everybody has like their own style of working out these days. And so being able to train on like your own style is like something personal trainers um, will always struggle with. I feel like, especially nowadays, like a lot of personal trainers, and I know this because I just went through a process, like they try to standardize everyone and they kind of give everyone kind of a blanketed workout. And it's like, bro, like I work out differently than, someone who has a lot of time or somebody who works a 9 to 5 and is kind of cushy. Like
Exactly.
I, I'm a I try to work out very quickly, very effectively, and I wouldn't say very effectively, but I try to work out very quickly and efficiently is what I should say. Whereas somebody who works a 9 to 5 like can afford to spend 3 hours at the gym and just pump it, right? But like I can't, and so I think it's really important to have personalization and something like that.
Exactly.
Dope.
Exactly.
So walk me through this. Well, should I create a new account?
You could just log in. The onboard could be a little long.
Well, I kind of want to go through the onboarding so that the audience can see your paywall and like how you plan on monetizing. Did
Oh,
you
okay.
incorporate a paywall?
Yeah, there's a paywall here.
Cool. So I'll create a new account and just kind of go through the onboarding process because I like to stress the fact that 65% of trial starts and like subscriptions start at the onboarding process. So I really like to stress like how we coach y'all on building self-selling onboarding flows.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That works then.
So I'll create an account and then you can tell me kind of how this works. Okay, terms and conditions, sick.
Yeah.
Nice. So talk to me about this, Adam. How does this work?
Yeah, so basically, you log in. You have to accept some privacy and terms and conditions, which every app needs to do.
Okay.
So a little welcoming. So Arnie says hello to you. A little dialogue pop up to tell you that you need Wi-Fi in your gym. Ask about your gender. Just kind of a clean process to really just ease the user into like getting a feel of who and what Arnie is. Um, you put in all your personal information, but you can also actually skip this information. And the way I made the workflow is that you have the option to skip it, but then you kind of lose access to the AI and a little bit of the leaderboard
Mm,
because these parameters are actually used to personalize your experience, really. So eventually, like, if you enter all this information, it's all private. The AI will be able to help you a bit better because it understands who you are and on a personal level, and then later um, be able to create a leaderboard to people who are similar like you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you someone who, uh, maybe 6 foot tall, have interest in just pushing a lot of weight, you could be able to be compared to that. That's kind of like the long term goal. And
Your
then here
Google
on
Maps integration is clean, bro. Like I just tried a couple different gyms and it picked it up really clean. That's dope.
yeah, yeah. So that one's the most important one, I would say, because what I'm trying to really create is like a, let's say it's like LinkedIn, right? For the professionals out there, you want to be proud of your gym and your community there. So that's really the key parameter that Arnie requires. So let's say you work out at Lifetime. Now we can see who else works out at Lifetime, but you can still, there's some privacy things that you can enable to make sure you're hidden if you're not interested in that. But the idea is that all the information is aggregated based on location, and we'll take a look at that once the onboarding is good to go.
I love this onboarding, man. Like sweet set of questions. Hold on, Alim. Arnie's taking your inputs, personalizing the experience. Dude, nice job with the animations. How hard was that to implement?
Actually, I would say a medium difficulty. I think like
Okay.
Flutter really makes it like easy to do it on a quick, like really quick. Like you're able to do these animation changes and you can visualize it really quickly.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, also, learning the program and figuring out and standardizing how long something should phase in, and like, the rounding of a button, like it's really one whole design scheme. So
Mm,
I think the design
yeah.
scheme is the harder part. And now it's like, Ambitious Labs provides the tools to learn it. Now it's like combining design with developing, right? Because you're basically like
Yeah.
becoming like a full stack developer now.
That's dope. So now talk to me about the paywall. Like this is a sick looking paywall, super professional. Talk to me about your monetization strategy and yeah, how you made these decisions to charge monthly, annually in your free trial.
For sure. So basically, as a version one release, I want to be comparable to my competitors. So when you do a competitor analysis, everyone should be doing this and understanding how their offerings, um, you know, are against someone else, the apps you're going against. So really, what I noticed that there was a trend about routines, maybe information on your historic information, and custom exercises. Like those first three, they're pretty standard across all apps. So what I really wanted to do was meet that at bar at the minimum, and you understand that their value that they're providing, you're already providing that value, and now from my position, I just need to up that. So I give those three, and that's kind of how I thought about it, and also the pricing too. But I know that at the heart of it, I'm not just trying to become a social tracker. I'm trying to create a global gym community and really
Mm,
become like the biggest gym in the world. And I'm
yeah.
not even ever owning a gym. So eventually, these offerings are going to become more robust. Like right now, you can argue that the only thing more robust is the gamification and the AI, and
Mm,
we're going to be much more layers of complexity to that. But at the end of the day, back to the question, really just looking at your competitors, seeing what they offer, and doing like a price comparison to that.
nice. Nice. And so you offer a 2 week free trial for $7.99 a month, or you can just pay up front for the whole year, save 32% and not get the trial. How is conversion looking like? Have you generated revenue? Like what's that look like right now?
Yeah. So right now, I haven't really like gone to market. Like I've been pretty silent. Um, So from the people, it's just all word of mouth marketing, really, just people I know at the gym. And I haven't even told
Mm,
everyone about this yet because I wanted to make sure the use cases are solid and make sure the feedback, and I'm collecting the feedback and able to implement it on my own because I'm just one
yeah.
person. So I think I have about 80 signups, and these are actually not my key audience. They're just could be testers just for UI, testers for development, testers for
Yeah.
flow, whatever. And I would say actually only three people signed up from that. So if you can argue that I have a just over a 3-4% subscription rate, which is kind of what I was kind of aiming for, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I you do your competitor analysis, and what I found, let's say with Strava and these other social or these workout trackers, the subscription rates are like maybe two to like a 3%. Let's just say a two to three
Yeah,
percent
3% is solid. Like that's what you should expect. Like download to um, download to like trial start or download to subscription. I think 3% is super solid, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was pretty happy with that because I think I've never done this before, and I was just kind of sciencing it, and I'm like, okay, it should be like 2-3% based on what I saw other people have, and it's comfortable
Yeah,
hearing you say that. So yeah, so I feel pretty comfortable with that number. Now it's just hitting and going to the market now, and actually
yeah,
applying that rate to a bigger audience.
absolutely. That's the main thing now is like staying scientific and staying analytical. That's all apps are. Once you've built this product and you've used this, like, you know, set of ingredients of, sign up, app store listing, conversion rate optimized app store listing, conversion rate optimized onboarding, paywall, that sequence of events is you need to be tracking each one of those very diligently and just optimizing based on the numbers. Like, okay, for every 100 downloads I get, I can get 50% of people to land here. For every, for that 50% of people, I can convert 20% of them into trials. And it's just all about being analytical. And we're actually building out some content on that next. So it's actually cool that you said earlier in the interview that like marketing and scaling is like your next big pain point. This is where tools like Mixpanel come into play. Learning some product analytics and just understanding that apps are a science game. It's all about numbers. It's literally just a math equation. Downloads, onboarding completions, paywall conversions, and then how many times you can get your user to come back. Once you understand that it's just a math equation, it becomes so much easier to think about what you need to do next. So I'm really glad you're already thinking that way. And that's definitely the way you should be thinking. I will set you a goal though. You should be trying to convert 20% of people from sign up, not download. So you're going to lose a lot of people from download to sign up. That's just natural. From sign up to trial start, you need to be aiming at 20%. If you can get to 20%, then you have a scalable app for sure.
You'd still say that applies to freemium apps? Because I find that maybe my audience, I find that they could be on the cheaper side because let's say you just, work out at the
Well,
gym.
yeah, I mean, you are right. Like fitness apps are definitely competitive. There's a lot out there. But I mean, if you can build a really strong value prop and position yourself differently, and also like I know you want to do like gym partnerships and stuff like that, and like build communities inside of gyms, that's going to jack your conversion rate up. Because like if my Lifetime Fitness said, hey, everyone here's using Arnii, like the intent of the people who download the app from that Lifetime is going to be much higher than someone who is just downloading it, because they saw it online. Does
That's
that
true.
make sense? Because
Yeah.
like they know like, hey, I can find other people at this gym. And honestly, it's a big problem for me right now. Like I recently moved, I go to a new gym, I'm trying to meet people, but there's no like easy way to do that. So
Here's
it
the
could
app
be
for
cool.
you.
Well, yeah, now we gotta target and like maybe run ads at people who go to like one specific gym and just like beef up one gym. Like that'd be pretty cool. And
Yeah.
those are like go to market strategies that you can definitely think through.
Yeah,
But
that's
man, I
not
think we
really what I've been pondering about, because I want these high value users, and I'm like, okay, I need to like, be super creepy and just like in that gym, or maybe it's just like putting up posters. I have no idea, to be honest.
dude,
Like,
or you pull the Hormozy and you just cold call hella gyms and you offer them white labeled fitness tracking apps and charge them like annual subscriptions. That's a massive opportunity too, because gyms need a way to stand out and retain customers. That
yeah,
could be pretty cool.
definitely
Nice,
up.
man. So let's go into the app and just give me a demo of like how I'm a gym goer. How should I be using Arnie?
Yeah, so right now, I think because there's no one in your Lifetime Fitness, so it doesn't say any like this information in the gyms right now. So you could like
Okay.
on the homepage, there's like a leaderboards, and then you could see leaderboards of your gym, like gyms in your city, so you can see how they compare, and then there's also your friends. So you can actually explore the leaderboards. We'll just kind of go through that. Um, so right now it's just blank. There's like there's nothing really in the leaderboards at the moment. So
Okay.
like right here, um, the newer version actually has proper countries, and you can actually dive into it. But
Mm-hmm.
really, what you can do is see your friends rank for like total volume. You can see the gyms in your city and see how they pair up to your gym, and then go into every single level of granularity based on that Google API because now it's attached to your profile and just see
Yeah.
okay which country is the strongest, and you can see within that country which gym is the strongest within this country and so on. So there's so many layers of gamification. You should be proud of your country. It's sort of some patriotism there. Proud of your country, proud of your gym, proud of your province, proud to be stronger than your friends. So every single layer, I'm trying to attack that, and
That's
maybe I
really
can add
cool.
you as a friend here, and then you can maybe see what it will look like.
Yeah. How do I do that?
Yeah.
Maybe I create a routine.
You can create a routine here. This is pretty self-explanatory. So this is just the workout creation part.
Okay.
But
Let's say I
I
go do my let's say I go barbell bench press, barbell bicep curl,
yeah.
uh,
So
cable
tons of
row.
exercises. But so this is like that initial, like right now, I assume you're probably adept at working out, know what you want to do. So you could do the search, you could filter by equipment, you could filter by muscle. And then once you get to know, the workouts, you can actually favorite it. And then you could save it as a routine, something you want to use later. You can do, yeah, just really create a workout and publish it.
It's actually pretty cool. I might use this today when I hit the gym.
Yeah.
I
So
like this.
I don't know if you felt your phone vibrate. There's a little haptic feedback there too.
I did. I did. I sure did. I like this. I can start this workout.
Yeah.
Nice.
So right now you just
So I can,
create a routine. So now you could actually, publish this workout. And then it actually keeps tracks of all your PRs, your history, what you've done historically.
mm,
Right now you won't be able to publish it because there's all these blank missing fields. So, there's all these like safeguards to make sure that you have like putting in good user information.
yeah, man, you went hard on this UX, man. Like, there's so much detail in this UX. Like, holy moly, it's so incredible how talented all you all are. Um, this is crazy.
So you can see on like maybe the social button, there's like a red dot there, or you could talk to the AI.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can do that first actually.
I'm just bouncing around because I'm like just intrigued. Help me perfect my curl form.
Yeah. And then I actually have a little prompt there at the bottom because the first daily, as I think Alim, I didn't pay the $75 build ship subscription for the cold start thing, so it's a little delayed.
Okay. But did you get the 2 months free from us?
Yes, but actually, BuildShip made their cold start thing like the more premium plan actually.
Oh
So
my goodness.
that used to
Nice.
actually be part of the startup plan, but the cold start thing, which I find is the most important thing, is now the
Yeah,
$75 plan, not the 25 or whatever 50.
that is tough. No, this is so cool, man. And it's is it trained on any data or is it just kind of like highly tuned to a certain prompt?
It's just highly tuned to a certain prompt. Um,
I see.
the next step is really getting your information and like really feeding it.
I see. That's really, really cool. Nice. And just a little bit of feedback. I'm kind of stuck here. I can't really go back out.
Oh yeah. So I think you just have. I think it's because I had a copy thing. Just tap like a white space outside the bubble.
Oh, there you go. Nice, man. Dude, super impressive. And let me ask you a question. This design, did you design this or did our design team help out?
I think I had the design in mind, like when I entered like your accelerator, and then you guys gave some good like screenshots and like create a good template for me, and then I kind of just went hard with the design myself.
Yeah. That's awesome. Super cool, bro.
Yeah, you can add me as a friend
Nice.
there. You can see what the content will look like. So I think you just had the notifications up. Um,
Oh, okay. You added me to be friends. Oh, cool.
so this is what a profile will look like when you actually have the information. So right now, I have 73 friends I've worked out 40 times. You can see like what I've done the past month, a breakdown in a pie chart. You see my favorite exercises based on volume, and you can see my total workouts or my workouts, like kind of like an Instagram.
Dude, I might have to have you teach me how you made these pie charts. Honestly,
Dude, the
that's
pie charts
cool.
are hard or like kind of annoying. There's like a bug there too. Yeah.
Damn, dude, these charts are incredible.
Yeah.
These are incredible charts. Holy moly.
And then
Yeah, you went super hard on this. Man, I'm gonna use this. Like, this is like my ideal fitness tracker. I'm not even joking. You're gonna see my workouts come in today. Uh,
yeah, go into the social tab. So like the top bottom left to the left. So you can actually see what the feed page looks like now, or
uh-huh.
should be able to. You might have an older version.
There we go.
Oh, sweet. There you go. Refreshed.
I can
Okay.
see all
Yeah.
your workouts. That's so cool.
So right now it's just me because I'm just your friend. So you can actually see all my workouts that I've tracked probably for a long time. And then you can look into it, do a comment, support your friends. You can see there's a photo in this one.
Bro, so cool.
Because really being a thoughtful like product developer, I find that you don't want to be bombarded with these selfies of a lot of people. Just let's keep it back to the numbers and why you here. What's the purpose? You're here to work out, hit some PRs and progress, right? And that's why you should be like dabbing up your friend. It shouldn't be because they're like doing a mail or no, sorry, doing a selfie in the mirror, which is great. You should be supportive of that. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it should be about the gym and what you're doing there.
man, that's awesome. And I respect that you went 92% legs and 8% arms. That's normally the opposite, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's dope. So cool, man. This is very, very impressive. I
yeah,
really think the opportunity for you is, and let's talk about that, right? You were talking about your next big pain points, right? And you're saying it's promotion and marketing and scaling up. I really believe that this is a product that is going to require influencers and like organic social, like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and
oh, yeah,
influencers. I truly believe that like today, like the scaling strategy that's working for most apps right now is organic, TikTok, organic, Instagram, and the reason is that like nowadays people are just obsessed with influencers. Influencers have a ton of buying influence, and it's very expensive for you to run ads. It's gonna be very expensive for you to like go to gyms and like call up people and like just do a lot of B2B marketing. Like your cheapest, highest leverage marketing activity is going to be to partner with an influencer. Like I can see so many use cases where either create content yourself, like you start getting good at creating TikTok content and
that's
take
what I
swings
was
at
thinking.
going viral. And you
Yeah,
totally can, bro. Like
that's hard though.
it's going viral is a numbers game. It's also a science. And like we've actually thought about, building another accelerator just for going viral. Um, and I think that would do really well for this type of app. But if you could go viral with this and make videos on like, here's how I compete with my friends, here's how I rank up and call my friends out for not doing legs,
Yeah,
here's how I connect with my personal trainer, here's how I meet friends at the local gym. Like doing organic content on that and partnering with influencers um to like make them the face of the brand and make them kind of use your app as a way to solve their own problems and make content about it, bro, I think you're going to absolutely crush with this app. But another big thing that is coming to mind is that since this app is so community based, I think you need to start with like a wedge community. Like you need to pick that one market that you want to like own first. Like for us, right, it was FlutterFlow. Like we went and owned the FlutterFlow kind of like authority. Like we're really good at helping people build apps with FlutterFlow. And the next thing we want to do is maybe actually, I'm not even joking. This is kind of a sneak peek. We might do a TikTok, Instagram Reel viral accelerator. Go viral in 6 weeks or less, so that you can promote your app and get a bunch of downloads. Or we might do a WeWeb B2B SaaS, right? So like we picked one market and then we wedged into others. I think for you, like you'll need to decide like, do I want to own my hometown? Do I want to own my home gym?
yeah.
Do I want to own gyms, one at a time? Because I feel like trying to build communities in way too many places at the same time is just going to be chasing 10 rabbits, not catching one. Um,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah,
kind
to
of what
the
comes to my mind.
yeah, to that point, like the one thing I do have in mind is because I used to work out at my university gym, and my friend's actually a manager there. So I actually have free reign at my local, or I guess it's a pretty big university, but at my university. So I'm actually doing a workshop there, and then eventually my goal is just to take over my university, my old university, and I have that because the semester's starting in a couple weeks. So I'm going to be like, new me, new semester or whatever, start the thing,
Yeah,
try to do
that's
promotion that
sick.
way. But then, like to your point, that's only one like gym or community, and I'm like, okay, how can I do this a bit faster? So I guess I get a little bit more confused on how I should be approaching this. Like I like that one, but then I'm like, okay, but what if I want to grow a lot faster? I don't know. Things I need to think about.
Well,
Good
yeah, I
advice
feel
though.
you. We think about it all the time. We're like, yo, when are we going to drop this new accelerator? Like, when are we going to, get into a new market? But you'd rather be really good at one market and just have the trust there. There's one company that was founded out of my college called Parkstash, and they were only focused on like helping people find parking spots at San Jose State, and they just
Mhm.
absolutely like owned San Jose State. Like they became the parking app for San Jose State students, and like then they expanded out into the local sports arena. I think they recently ended up raising and then like moving to other markets, but um, I would say, bro, like you got to own one market before going to the next one. You'll grow a lot faster in one market and growing
Yeah,
vertically than you will trying to grow horizontally. But
yeah,
but no, man, I think those are experiments that you're gonna have to run too. And having like influencers or even like ambassadors in like other gyms or other markets is probably going to be your best way of like expanding too.
What's the pricing of these influencers and stuff like that? Like, I have no idea. It's such a foreign area to me.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Adrian, our CMO, is like super tuned with this. You know, influencers can charge anything from like $50 for a post all the way up to like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so it's really just about finding one that fits your brand, and also like they don't need to be huge. Like you could do just fine with an influencer that has 10,000 or 20,000 followers, because those influencers are still going to get millions of views on their
Hmm.
videos itself. They don't need to have a ton of followers. They just need to be good at consistently creating content. Another huge business model that's working right now for apps um, is partnerships with influencers. So if you're really good at being technical and you're really good at like the 0 to 1, and this is something that I might try in my next app, it's finding an influencer, offering them like a ton of equity, like 20% or 30%, and being like, yo, like I built this app. It's awesome. Check it out. I'll give you 30% of it, but you have to do 5 videos a week and you have to put a link in your bio for the app. And you're going to vest into that 30% over like 3 years or something like that.
I like the
And
vest.
you yeah, and you just highly incentivize an influencer because those are high leverage people, right?
Hmm.
They're going to get a free app that like is just going to print them money, knowing that you're on the back end of it, and all they have to do is make content about it. 5 times a week or less than that too. But that's a business model that's working really, really well right now, not just in apps but in e-commerce. Like that's what a lot of people are doing for TikTok Shop these days. Like
Interesting.
they're like building a product and then finding an influencer to own 30% of the product and just contracting them to make a bunch of content. So these are things that we want to experiment with in the app space. And I think it could do really well. So I'll keep you posted on how we unfold that, but I would encourage you to look into it too.
Yeah, never heard of that. Sounds interesting though.
Yep. Cool, man. Well, this was super fun. I think I got a lot out of you, and I got to learn a lot about yourself and your app. I guess like if you had any like parting, comments or things that you'd want to tell the audience, like now's your time. Where
Yeah.
actually, hold on. Where can we find your app? Can you tell us where can or well here, how about this? How about you tell us if somebody wants to get in contact with you, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah. If you wanted to, I guess, reach out to me, um, I think best way, I think, you just add me on Instagram, the Instagram is just Chewy Lift. So CHEWY and then like Lift, LIFT. So if you want to get in contact with me, just use that, because I want to, get to know my users really. Like I'm not going to give you some like info@gmail.com right now. I want to get to know you guys and really know and get your feedback. So I think that's really important. So you can reach out to me personally on my own Instagram. And if you want to download the app itself, it's Arnii.fit. So ARNII.fit, FIT. And that's just on Instagram as well. So these are kind of just more personal channels. And with on there, you can see the links to my actual website and there'll be download links there too.
Nice, man. And I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for your app and how someone can get a hold of you, LinkedIn and Instagram. So yeah, if anybody wants to reach out to Adam, feel free. If you're an influencer in the fitness space, maybe this is your chance. That's one
Yeah.
thing I tell all of our builders is like, you never know who's gonna be watching this video. So shoot your shot and hopefully the stars align.
Yeah. And also one other thing I wanted to add. So there's another cool feature in the app that we didn't quite explore. So it's
Mm,
only amongst your friends. So think of it as like a Facebook group. So I just added like Alim to the group. But basically it's your own personal leaderboard within your group. So now it's like, there's this whole global one, sure. But there's one actually just tailored for your friend group. So you can see like who worked out the most this past month. So you keep each other accountable and you can see this leaderboards or maybe how did Alim do it on his bench press this past month. And you can see that on the leaderboards, just you and your buddies. And then there's like a Facebook like group chat, not group chat, sorry, Facebook group, and you could do posts there. So it's more like somewhat like a Reddit, but kind of like a Facebook group, where it's a community base. So then you could just chat to each other, be like, Alim, why aren't you at the gym right now? Or just like, Alim, you're
yeah.
not doing a job right now. Or Adam, you're doing crap right now. You just give each other fun banter or just a fun channel, and solely made for the gym for you guys to kind of like, banter, have fun, and just work out.
No, that's really cool, man. That's really cool. So, I mean, I'm sure you'll be pushing more updates. If anybody wants to check out those new features, we'll leave a link below. And yeah, sign up and use Arnii to track your fitness. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Thanks so much for taking the time. I think we covered a lot. This was like 40 minutes. And so really, really appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Appreciated it as well, Liam. Fun chatting to you and doing this.